Right now, you are making a decision. It might feel like yours. It might feel like the product of your personality, your preferences, the conversation you had yesterday. But the truth is far stranger than that. The decision forming in your mind right now was largely shaped by a world that ended 40,000 years ago. Your body is here, your phone is here, but your brain is running software written on the African savanna, in the dark, around a fire that no longer exists, before language had words for most of what you take for granted. That software has not been updated, and it is running on everything. The way you scroll, the way you fear, the way you fall in love, the way you compare yourself to strangers you will never meet. All of it. Ancient code executing in a modern body in a world it was never designed for. Psychologist David Buss, who spent decades studying evolutionary psychology at the University of Texas, puts it plainly, your psychological mechanisms were not built for happiness. They were built for one thing, to keep your ancestors alive long enough to reproduce. That mandate is still running. Think about fear. Your ancestors needed to detect threats faster than they could reason about them. A rustle in the tall grass required immediate action, not deliberation. The ones who paused to think, is that a lion or just the wind? Some of them did not survive. Neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux mapped what he called the low road of fear processing. The signal reaches your amygdala before it ever reaches your cortex. You react before you understand why. Before thinking has even begun, your heart rate has already changed. That system kept your ancestors alive in a world of real physical danger. In your world, it fires when you get a critical comment on something you posted. It fires when 3 dots appear in a message thread, then disappear without a reply. The threat is symbolic. Often it is not a threat at all. But the system cannot tell the difference. It was built for speed, not accuracy. You are not broken. You are anxious because anxious humans survived. Now think about status. Researcher Roy Baumeister at Florida State University demonstrated that the need to belong is not peripheral to human motivation. It is central to it. When people feel excluded, their cognition changes. They become hypervigilant for any sign of rejection. That hypervigilance made sense when you lived in a group of 150 people, and being cast out meant death. Today, you are watching a number next to something you posted, and your belonging monitoring system is running the exact same calculation it ran on the savannah. How did the group receive this? Am I still safe here? The numbers feel personal because to a part of your brain, they are personal. Behavioral economist Daniel Kahneman described 2 systems of thinking. One fast, automatic, and ancient. One slow, deliberate, and costly. The fast one runs almost constantly. It judges faces in less than 1/10 of a second. Studies show that candidates who look more dominant win elections at rates their policies alone do not explain. The code is not wrong. It is simply old. And here is what makes this truly strange. The code is generative. It does not just respond to the world, it shapes what you notice, what you remember, what makes your stomach tighten before you understand why. You think you are navigating your life by choice, but much of what feels like navigation is the execution of instructions written before anyone on Earth had looked up at the night sky and wondered what those lights were. You cannot uninstall these programs, but you can see them running. The Stoic philosophers understood something close to this. Between the stimulus and your response, there is a space, and in that space lives something the ancient code never accounted for, the capacity to observe itself. You are the only known product of evolution that can look at its own operating system. You can feel the fear and recognize it is not a lion. You can feel the social pain and recognize it is not exile. The code is running. It will always run. Beneath everything you think of as you, the threat detection, the status monitoring, the belonging checking, all of it executing all the time. But you are also the part that can watch it happen. That capacity is still fragile, still easily drowned out by the older, louder systems underneath it. But it is there. Right now, in this moment, you are using it. You are reading this with a brain built 40,000 years ago, in a world those years could not have imagined. And that changes the next decision you make. Not because the code is gone, but because now you know it's running.